Okay, welcome back to my channel, you guys. We are at our new house in town, so if you hear cars driving by, I do apologize. I will try to edit it out, but I just like being outside rather than inside, so we're gonna stick with it. Also, we have pear trees and apple trees, and they are everywhere, and right now we're drying them, and it's really fun. Side note. Today is day 10, and we are going to be working on core. So, I hope you're ready. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our knees far apart and walking our hands down into a child's pose position, bringing your forehead all the way down to the ground. And breathe. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and come up into our tabletop position, bringing our knees hip width apart, tucking your toes under, pressing the ground away. Press your hips over your heels, and then into our first downward dog. And if you need to shift your hands, feel free to do so. Placing one heel down to the ground and the other. And we're just going to get right into it today. So we're going to shift our weight forward into a plank. Core, core, core. Hold here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shift back into the downward dog. Make sure you still got a little bend in your knees. And breathe. And go again. Shift forward into that high plank. Core tight for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Back into our downward dog. And breathe. This should become a resting position. And one more time, shift our weight forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back into our downward dog. This time, we're going to do something a little bit different in plank. Just let your heart rate come down a little bit here. It's not going to. And let's go ahead, shift our weight forward, and we're going to tap each shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and press back into downward dog. And breathe. And let's go again, doing the same thing. Starting with the left for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. It helps if you make your feet wider and your hands closer together. Let's do one more. Coming into that plank for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Go ahead, drop your knees down to the ground. Sit back into a child's pose. Nice. And walking your hands all the way up until you're seated on your heels. And let's bring our feet out in front of us. So, feet out in front here. We're going to keep our hands behind us. Lean back. We can do, let's see. Let's do fingertips pointing in towards your glutes. If you find it more comfortable to have them pointed out, it's totally fine. You can do whatever you want. Let's do fingertips pointed in. Heels on the ground. And we're just going to tuck our knees in. And then inhale, straighten the legs out above the ground. And you can lean back a little bit, bracing yourself with your hands. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe. If you find that you like to exhale here and inhale here, totally fine. Let's go back out and in. We got 4 more. Out and in. Out and in. 2 more. Out and in. Beautiful. Go ahead, go into a crisscross, whichever way is more comfortable to you. Sit up nice and proud. Let's go ahead, interlace the fingers, press the palms away from you, look up, stretching out that core a little bit. You can go from one side to another if that feels good, or you can just look up to the ceiling. Beautiful. And releasing your hands. Now we're going to do it again, but this time challenge yourself to go without hands. So if you still need the hands, totally fine. But we'll see what we can do. So we can stay here, or we can release the hands and go into a boat pose. So down and then knees to chest. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe, 5 more, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Go ahead, cross your legs in the opposite direction. So whichever leg was on top last time, switch them the unnatural way. And again, interlace your fingers, round your spine, tuck your chin. Then inhale, look up, arms to the ceiling. Stretching out that core. Go ahead, exhale, release your hands down. Okay, let's just take the right hand up overhead as you lean over to the left. Nice. And same thing on the other side. Taking the left hand up overhead as you lean to the right. Beautiful. And release. Oh my God, it's so hot out here, you guys. Whew. And let's go ahead, undoing your legs, laying all the way down again. We're going to go for single leg V-ups. So we're going to take our arms up over our head, come up to touch your toes with one leg, and back down. And coming up, touching the opposite toe, and slowly releasing down. As an option, you can bend your knee and just do it right here instead. That was 3, 4, we got 10 total. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Whew, beautiful. Let's go ahead and flip over onto our stomachs, do a little bit of a low cobra action, so stretching out that stomach. Bring your arms right out in front of you and then pulling yourself forward and looking forward. Nice little core stretch here. And breathe. And release. And then we're going to go ahead, press up into that downward dog. Now facing the opposite direction. And breathing here. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and shift ourselves forward into a plank. Make your knees wide or your feet wide if you have to. And then we're going to come down to our forearms and then press back up into that high plank. And then press back into our downward dog. So that's 1. We're going to do 10. 9 more. Here we go. Into that downward dog. Press forward into that high plank. Lower down, forearms. And up. And downward dog. That's 2. And forward into that plank. Down on your forearms. And up. Press back. That's 3. And high plank. Go down. And up. Press back. That's 4. Try to go down with the different arms. So maybe go down on your left side first. And up and back. That's 5. 5 more. Shift forward and down on your forearms. High plank and back. That's 6. Shift forward, down on your forearms. High plank and back. That's 7. 3 more. Shift forward. Go into your plank. Press up. And back into downward dog. 2 more. Shift forward. Down to plank. Press up. Downward dog. And last one. Shift forward. Down to plank. Press up. And downward dog. And release your knees down to the ground. Child's pose. Forehead to the ground. And breathe. Extending your arms all the way out in front of you. Just let your heart rate come down a little bit here. Sweaty, you guys. And let's go ahead, shift forward onto your stomach all the way down. And then bringing your hands out in front of you like we did before in that little Sphinx pose. Palms on the ground, elbows on the ground, and imagine yourself pulling forward. We really want to pull and look up, getting that nice little core stretch. And breathe. Oh, we're getting all the noises today. And go ahead, release, pressing back into that child's pose one more time. And let's go ahead and walk our hands all the way up to we're seated on our heels. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that was it for day number 10. You can do that one as much as you'd like. Not every day. Don't do every day. No one should ever do core every day. Maybe do it like 2 or 3 times a week. And works your core, works your arms, falling over. And yeah, I'll see you next time for day number 11.